now.
Hi everyone, so out in Facebook and Instagram, I know I'm going to be loading this up onto YouTube. So today we're going to be doing whoopie pie. In case you all noticed or didn't get a chance to vote, there was a vote going on where you got to choose whether you wanted me to do a bake of whoopie pies or crepe cake. And guess what? Whoopie pies won. So I've got a question for you all. Do you guys know that there's a difference between whoopie pie and moon pies? Because I'll be straight up honest with you all. I had no idea. I thought they were one and the same. I grew up out here on the West Coast. I never even knew what a whoopie pie was until I started doing this whole thing. I had no idea. I grew up on a moon pie, and a moon pie, in case you're wondering, is actually more of a cookie, and it's generally like a graham cracker cookie, but I think if I did it, I would do it as a shortbread cookie because I love shortbread. And then you put marshmallow in the center, and then you take the whole thing and you dip it all into chocolate. Doesn't that sound yummy? But we're doing actually a whoopie pie. Whoopie pie is actually from, I say the East Coast, but I shouldn't because I know moon pies are both West Coast and East Coast as well. But whoopie pie is actually known as a cookie, as a pie, a sandwich, as well as a cake. One dessert has all of that, is what it's considered. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's get baking. I promise it won't be long. Hey, Anthony. Okay, so in case anyone jumps on, this is what we're baking here is whoopie pie. So we're going to start by creaming together to make the actual whoopie pie. So we're going to use some butter, softened butter. I'm going to try not to...
Kenna's on.
Hey, Kenna. And what I'm going to do is just kind of really make sure my butter is nice and soft. And I am going to add my sugar to that right away. And I am using organic sugar and brown sugar, actually.
Carla's on.
Hey, Carla. And so here's, now we're going to take it up enough because we want this to get nice and fluffy. As fluffy as it can get with butter. Now, some people actually use, well, not lard, like Crisco shortening. But when I bake, I don't like to use that shortening, so I'm using butter. Hey, Marianne. So we're going to get that all mixed in as best as we can. Gotta have that mixed up, especially when you're dealing with brown sugar. You know that brown sugar, sometimes you end up with some little hard pieces that you gotta break down. So now, I'm gonna stop that and I'm gonna add my egg. Get that in there, and we're gonna turn that mixer back on. I'm trying today to face you all because we noticed on the last one that my elbow kept getting in the way. So hopefully this way will work a little bit better. So get this all mixed in together. Once you've incorporated the brown sugar, the organic sugar, the butter, and the egg, then we're going to add two more things.
Monique's on.
Hey, Monique. That's my princess that's on. Okay, let's see. So this whoopie pie is going to be so good. You know, I've said it before, I love me some chocolate. So we're going to now add some vanilla. And this is a little secret here, though I know Rachel Mason mentioned this before too, and I like to use it. I wasn't sure that I was going to use it this time. That's espresso powder, instant espresso powder. And the reason why you use espresso powder when you're dealing with chocolate is it somehow, believe me, you know, baking is all chemistry, first of all. And actually the espresso powder will help the chocolate to be more pronounced. I should have put something underneath this bowl so it wouldn't be swirling around so much. Okay, I think we're almost there.
Did you use that towel?
Yeah, in fact, I just...
See one right on the stove.
Well, no, that one is to use for my hands. I'll use this. This is in case I get my hand dirty and I want to wipe it, instead of using paper towels, which we throw into the trash, which goes into a huge pile of trash, right? Instead, the dumpster, I like to use a towel. I wet it, and then this way, when I'm done, it just goes into the wash. Okay, so you just want to make sure that it's nice and loose and mixed all in really well, and I think we are there. So now we're going to move that to the side, and we're going to move on to the fun stuff here. So we're going to add flour. In case you're all wondering, this is 2 cups of flour. It's not all going to fit in there. We're going to add some of, I finally went out and I got myself some Dutch chocolate. It is like the best thing to use. And I'm putting in some salt, as well as baking soda. Now, there's a lot of recipes out there, and you all can check them all out. And a lot of them will tell you to use baking soda and baking powder. They're both a leavening agent, which will help your bake rise. But here's the thing, on a moon pie, after looking at everything, I don't want a giant cake. I want something small that I can hold in my hand and take a bite. I don't want to go, holy cow, it's all cake. So that's why I'm just using one, and I like using baking soda for this particular bake because it'll keep from rising so much. If I used baking powder, it would rise a whole lot more. So, interesting tidbit is that, did you know the whoopie pie dates back to, what, 1835? Is that crazy or what? Who knew? Okay, make sure we got all that in there. That's my salt that's flying around, you may have seen. All right, so now I just want to make sure everything is incorporated really well. So I'm going to use this whisk. Again, I started giving you guys my back or my side there, so I'm going to turn. So all I did was whisk it up. This is what it looks like. See it all there? And I'm going to set, oops, we still have, guess what? There was still some Dutch cocoa. We can't go without that, right? So I'm going to just, I like to, now Dutch cocoa doesn't have as many little lumps in it like cocoa, regular cocoa, like, you know, Hershey's standard. So I'm going to mix this all in. Ooh, this smells so divine. Now I'll show you how deep in color it looks already just from that extra little, can you all see that? Mm-hmm. Doesn't that look yummy? It smells delish. Let me just clear this out because it's going to get all over me. And that's what this towel is here for. Okay, so now the idea is we're going to take, oh, wait. We're going to take 2 different things. Our dry ingredient, and this is the wet ingredient. It's buttermilk. Now, a lot of people use milk. I like to use buttermilk. It's going to help so that it's more dense and not, again, so fluffy like a cake. And we're going to alternate the buttermilk and the cocoa, or the dry ingredients. Now, here's an interesting thing. I know a lot of people, including myself, I always think, do I really want to go out and buy a carton of buttermilk? Because how often are you going to use it? And I'm sorry, I will not drink buttermilk. Okay, we're going to...
Maureen's on.
Hey, Maureen. It's my cuz there. Throw in some of this dry ingredient. I don't want to put too much because I don't want this flying all over the place, so we'll put that on low. And add a little more buttermilk. So what I was saying about the buttermilk is what you could do, this is really cool. Take a whole chicken. Do you guys ever bake an entire chicken? If you do, take the extra buttermilk that you have left over in the carton and take your chicken and put the chicken, of course raw, into a baggie and add the buttermilk to it. You could add seasonings as well, and basically you're marinating it in the buttermilk, and believe it or not, it actually makes that chicken so tender and juicy you would not believe it. And if you leave it overnight, it's just going to be even better. So there's something you can do with the buttermilk. If you can't find buttermilk, you can always add some more. You can, hey Keisha, you can always add, oops, sorry, I got crazy here doing this. Let me get this out of the way.
Assumptions?
I'm not sure. Hi. Okay. So I'm not sure. I see there may be some questions up there, but I want to really get to this really quick, so I will try to get to the questions as soon as I'm done. If you have any on Instagram, my sister is the one holding the camera for Instagram. Say hi, Anna Marie.
Hi, Anna Marie.
Ha ha ha
Hi,
ha.
everybody.
And I've got the camera on this side for Facebook. So I'm going to add some more, try to get this all in there. I mean, there's not a whole lot of fun to see this. So what I'm going to do is a little TV magic. Let's get that going. I'm going to push this to the side because that'll take us a little bit, and move that over to the side together with my buttermilk. Okay. Voila! I have some mixed already. So I'm going to grab my cookie tray. Now here's the thing, when you're doing, your whoopie pies, you want to be careful not to put them so close to each other, because if you put them close to each other, they're going to blend right into each other and you won't end up with little pies, little cookies. So kind of spread them. You shouldn't do more than 6 per tray, all right? And with about 3 inches or so. I'm going to use, I really think that the best way is about a 1/4 cup. A 1/4 cup equals about 2 ounces. I could not find a 2-ounce scooper, so this is 1 3/4 ounces. So I'm just going to get this and just maybe overload it. And all you're going to do is take that and drop it right on there. And I like using the scoop, but let me tell you, I didn't use the scoop last night. I forgot I had these, and I actually just used a measuring cup, and it worked just as well. Drop that in there. I have enough right here for a little baby one. So you would take this and put it into a 350-degree oven, and you would bake it for only 16 minutes, believe it or not. Put that in. TV magic! And here you go. Look it. Aren't those so cute? Oh, it's really hot. Okay, guys, I didn't want to turn on my oven because we would be melting in here. So it's off. So when you get these out, you want to set them to the side, and they really need to cool for, 30 minutes. If you can cool them for an hour, that would be great. Because have you ever watched any of the baking shows when someone pulls something out of the oven way too, or late in the game, and they have to hurry and frost it, and all of a sudden you look at their bake and the frosting or whatever they're using, filling, melts right off? That's why you want to cool it. So I'm going to set this back here so it can, just until we're ready, and we're going to move right into, let me move this out of the way, into our frosting, or filling, I should say. So let me just throw out another little tidbit. So whoopie pies, did you know that there are several different names for whoopie pies? Yes, there is, believe it or not. Let's see, Black Moon, Bob, I have no idea what Bob stands for, BFO, any ideas what BFO? I'm not going to say what it is. I'll wait till see if anyone tells me what BFO is. And Gob, G-O-B, Gob. Now, the interesting thing on that is that gob is really only known in Pittsburgh. Why? I don't know. So I'll throw that out. So now we're going to move over here very quickly and bring everything over. This will go really quick. Oopsie, I said it would go quick and then I realized my beaters are dirty. Okay, this is one of those things, right? All right, don't mean to hurt your ears, but I'm going to just zoom over here really quick. This is what you call a camera snafu. We're not going to show what we're doing. I'm washing these really fast. Good thing I'm right here in the kitchen. Yay.
That was guess. What does gob stand for?
You know what? Believe it or not, I couldn't find that. I looked everywhere to find out what gob stood for, and it wouldn't tell me. But I could tell you what BFO stands for. Any ideas?
No.
Okay. We'll wait. I'll wait a couple of minutes because I think it's kind of funny. All right, and then what's another one? So in Pennsylvania, they seem to think they're the owners of whoopie pie, that they created, the Amish. But then in the state of, in the state of Maine, they said, no, that's our dessert. We created it. So it's down in the books as belonging to both Pennsylvania, Amish, as well as Maine. And get this, in Maine, it's actually considered their state's dessert. Can you believe that? I didn't know that happens. Now, you can see back here, I have a KitchenAid. I'm not using the KitchenAid because, I don't know if you remember early on, I told you guys I was going to do the bakes where I know you all have. If you've got the KitchenAid, trust me, use the KitchenAid. It's so easy. But you can do this with I have a KitchenAid hand mixer. You can use any hand mixer and it'll work. And you can also do it by hand. So if you don't have a mixer, don't worry about it. You can still make this happen. So we're going to throw that butter in. Ooh, lots of butter. Basically, what you're going to be making is a buttercream frosting. Basically. And we're going to just whip it out really quick. And this is actually very quick. And then we're going to add confectioner's sugar, otherwise known as powdered sugar. Move that over. And I'm going to throw in the salt now. And then you're going to just whip these two together. You can just mix it. You don't have to use a whipping element when you do this. Let's put this under here again. Mental note for next time, make sure I have something to put under the bowls. One that's a little more stable than this. Has anyone thought of what BFO stands for in regards to the name whoopie pie? Anyone mention anything over there, Anne-Marie?
Nope.
Let me see. Anyone mentioned anything here on Facebook? Nope, not yet. Okay, we'll do, when I'm finished with the last ingredient here, I'll tell you what it stands for. People always ask, why do you have to use salt? Do you know that salt actually helps to bring out the flavors in not just baking, but in cooking as well? So don't ever leave that salt out. And if you have to be careful about your salt intake, just be careful about putting it in. But salt is always the best way to go. All right, so we're getting this nice and whipped up. I just added the vanilla.
Monique gave an answer.
What is it?
Big F object.
Big F object. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Okay. In here, it's so light. Guess what this is?
Whipped cream?
Marshmallow fluff.
Oh.
So we are doing, in essence, a buttercream marshmallow
Fluff?
filling. Yeah, we're using that fluff. Now, word of caution is that this stuff really gets sticky. There's several different things you can do, but I think the fact that I had it sitting here for a little bit probably makes it a little bit harder. Okay, throw this over. I got most of it out. You don't want to not have that in here. Let me just try this one more time. Okay, so I said I would tell you once I got the last ingredient. So I'm mixing this ingredient in. So BFO stands for Big Fat Oreo. Can you believe that? And when you look at it, that's what a whoopie pie looks like, a big fat Oreo. Like somebody made an Oreo cookie, kind of cake-ish, and put the cream in the center. So I thought that was an interesting little tidbit. Oh, this smells so delicious. And guess what? It's done, guys. Yay! Take a look. Can you all see that? Yummy. Did I take it away too fast?
Yes, bring it back.
Okay. Anybody want a lick? It's delicious. Okay, we'll behave ourselves.
Put
So
it down a little, yeah.
here it is. We've got our marshmallow buttercream filling. I don't want to use the word frosting. So let's get rid of this and this. And I just remembered something else. Sorry. I told you all that I had another filling. The other filling is actually peanut butter filling. Look at this. Oh my God, it smells divine. Can you all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Mmm. Wait, let me hold it up. You want to smell it? Mmm, delicious. Oh, it really does. It just smells like you are going to bite into a peanut butter sandwich. I bet you, oh, this would taste good with a dollop of jam sitting on top in the whoopie pie. At least I think it will. So we have our marshmallow fluff. Let me toss this over here on one side. And we have this one, which is our marshmallow. Let me get our pies and bring these on back. Look at this mess. Henry, I think we need a bigger kitchen.
Peanut butter cheesecake, Monique asked.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Actually, it is.
Ooh.
Little cheesecake mixed into it.
In the peanut butter?
In the peanut butter.
Ooh.
Mixed right into here. That's why I had it in the refrigerator. Okay, so I'm going to take this and actually, no, I'm going to use the spoon. So this is the marshmallow one, and you're just going to put a dollop there in the center. And you kind of want to put the same amount. So these are about, like I said, a quarter cup, which is about 2 ounces. And then you take the top. Can you all see this?
Mm-hmm.
And you put it in and smush. Now, see, that's why they call it a big fat Oreo. Isn't that yummy looking? Now we'll move this over. Grab the next one. And we're going to pull up that peanut butter.
And cheesecake.
And cheesecake, yes. I will call it the peanut butter cheesecake. I'm going to use a spoon. It's so much easier. And we're going to dump that right on top. You all have had my cheesecake, hopefully. If you had, can you imagine a vanilla cheesecake mixed in with peanut butter? Ooh, yum. Again, put it on, do a little twist, and there you have it. Yum. So I'm going to hold these up. This is our whoopie pie. Aren't they yummy looking? Now next week, we're going to do, we found this, actually my daughter found it, so Monique found it, and what we're going to do is a almond cookie, kind of like a cannoli. Actually, it'll be basically like a cannoli, and we're going to put cheesecake in it with chocolate chips. So be around for that one at 3 p.m. Let's see, is there any questions before I get going? I want one. Yes, Carla, I know. Don't worry. One will be on its way.
And we said the same thing.
Yeah.
We want one with peanut butter and marshmallow fluff.
Okay, I will remember that. You got it. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Hope there's nothing else. Let me see. Did I mention the state of Maine? Yes, I did. One last thing that what I have there. Oh yeah, Sandy Lou said, okay, Sandy Lou, I'll give you a call. You're nice and close. You can come and grab one. So a couple of things. One, I want to remember to do this. I am going to post this video on YouTube. Do me a favor. Go to YouTube and click on subscribe and actually say something on there. That would be amazing. I would totally appreciate that. The next thing is if you text cheesecake to 55469, you'll get into my fan club and I'll be able to send out alerts just before I go on at 3 o'clock on Wednesdays, or if there's something happening or a special sale. Let's see, send us the link. The link to, all right, on YouTube, just look up Mama Cheesecake. It's simply Mama Cheesecake. And you'll see my logo on there, which is this. This isn't the updated one. I really need to get another one. Dennis, I need to print one up. Sorry. So that's the older one. And let's see. Somebody else come. Baja. Oh, wow. Love it. I've got someone that just jumped on from Baja, it looks like. Yay. Thank you very much for joining in. We just finished making our whoopie pies. These are so yummy looking. Which one should we try? Should we try the peanut butter one or should we try the marshmallow one?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, okay. So I can't sign off without taking a bite, but there was one more thing. So make sure again, go to YouTube, subscribe. I'm going to download this information and text cheesecake to 55469. And hopefully you'll all know that if you placed an order, it won't happen probably for a couple of weeks now. I'll let you all know when it does, but I'm actually getting some face masks with the Mama Cheesecake logo on it. So you can be safe out there and share the goodness because Mama always says to share. All right, let's take a bite of this baby. Look at, that's huge. Can you imagine again if we had used like baking powder and everything? It would be huge. Ah. Mmm. Mmm. Oh. Mmm. Guys. Holy cow, this is simply decadent. And forget about the jelly. You don't want jelly on this. Mmm. You taste all the flavors. Now I know why they always say don't eat when you're on camera, because it's like, especially with peanut butter, can't open your mouth. Let me see. I'm trying to answer some questions. Oh, in Croatia. Holy cow. And oh my God. So he's from Croatia. I'm sorry, I'm not close enough. I don't want to stick my face right into the camera. So, well, thank you for joining. Again, make sure you go to YouTube and you can see some of my other ones. And I want to just shout out to my son, Sean, Lorraine, his fiance, Irene. They got me for Mother's Day this cool light that you use, and I think it's helped. Do I look gorgeous or what? All right, seriously, people. Last thing I just want to say is, again, let's not forget those small businesses out there. Make sure you're going to them rather than the large ones. I know you could get some great stuff at Norm's, but you know what? Go to those small businesses. Those small restaurants really need our help. They're doing everything they can to survive. And check with your hairstylist. Salons need our help also. Call your stylist. A lot of them will be more than glad to mix up your color. Not that I'm saying we need color because things turn gray, but if you use color, check with your stylist. That's what I did with mine, Glam Studio, and Lauren made me my color that I needed. So anyway, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's Bake. Bye.